Good morning and hello everybody. Welcome to the now South by Southwest vlog. You guys might be wondering, Ellie, aren't you in the same shirt? Yes, I slept in the same shirt from the PAX video to waking up now to go to South by Southwest. We were supposed to go to South by Southwest yesterday, which is Monday, if you guys aren't sure on the timeline, but the only thing that I wanted to do yesterday was go and pick up our passes and go down to Tumbalong Park, which is in Darling Harbour area, to see what they have there. But it thunderstormed yesterday while we were napping, and so I woke up to the South by Southwest app saying that all Tumbalong Park activities had been cancelled for the rest of the day. So I was like, well, we'll just wait until tomorrow, which is now today, Tuesday, to go in and get passes and go and see Tumbalong Park. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm only getting ready now. It is, I said good morning earlier. It's actually afternoon, I'm pretty sure. It is past 12 o'clock. But I am literally getting ready, about to do some makeup, and I've got a load of washing in so I can wear some fresh clothes after going to PAX. And yeah, hopefully we will be on our way to South by Southwest very soon. See y'all there.
And it was into the city I went. Just like South by Southwest last year, the location for the badge pickup was in almost the exact same spot in the ICC building on the harbour side, up on level 2. I was super glad that it was in the same spot, because if not, I would have been so lost. Now for South by Southwest, I did get 2 passes. It was a games badge and a content capture accreditation. This just meant I could use a camera any bigger than a normal DSLR if I so wanted to in certain areas. They also had a few stalls set up behind the badge pickup. We got a goodie bag, and then they had like a little library where some authors came and did book signings. And then they also had these little booths like this toilet one for the Who Gives a Crap brand, and they were giving away free toilet paper, and I wasn't going to say no to free toilet paper. I didn't have much else planned for the first day apart from going down by Tumbalong Park and checking out what was there, but I was sure that I wasn't going to go and walk amongst it just yet because I was planning to do that further out in the week. They did have some of the same stalls as last year, such as the Suntory vending machine and a Combank house.
We will come back for that.
I was specifically talking about Primeville just then. Anyway, for the rest of the night, I was on my way up to Fortress to go meet my friend Adway because we were going to check out the Tech and Innovation opening party. They had some cool things down on the floor, including a robot and a claw machine. There were quite a few people around just doing some networking and stuff as well. But we did have to try and get amongst it, and I definitely wanted to try the claw machine. I picked up one of the blue balls, which meant that I could get an accessory bag from Dell, as they were the sponsors of the night, to put any cables and things in, which I think will be very handy going to events like these. We then decided to go upstairs and take a seat up on the balcony to get ready for the presentation. A lot of the presentation was centered around AI and tech, and I was a little bit iffy about it, but it was kind of cool what they did. Main reason I'm unsure is because I am an artist and I'm not a fan of AI taking reference from other artists without permission. But luckily, Dell did use permission for this presentation. And that was pretty much it for day 1. Day 2 was more full on. Here we are going into day 2. I am aware that I don't talk to the camera a lot for this vlog either, Mainly that was because I was around people lots and doing heaps of things. First thing planned for day 2 was to stop by the UTS building 10, I believe, where I was going to meet up with some friends and check out the Twitch panel hosted by Dan Clancy with a few guest speakers.
I would give this a try and then talk a little bit about how long it.
After the panel, it was time to walk up to UTS Building 1, where I was having lunch with my friend Lucy. We just decided to get some food underneath the UTS building, and I was very happy with this spinach and feta pide. After I said goodbye to Lucy, I headed down to Tumbalong Park to meet up with a friend, Luna Artemis, where we checked out some of the events that were going on there. The main attraction was the vending machine. I wanted to see if it changed much from last year, and it was completely different inside. Upon entrance, you scanned a QR code which gave you a little quiz, and all the questions that you had to answer had clues on each floor of the vending machine. At the end, you could spin a wheel and get a prize. All of the different floors also had a lot of photo opportunities and cool artwork and cool neon signs and just lots of cool things to look at. And on top of the vending machine itself was a bar, kind of like it was last year. It was also nice and air conditioned inside, so we did stay around and get a lot of photos while we could. I think the quiz in total had 4 or 5 questions, which were quite easy to answer. And yes, we did finish the quiz, which also meant that we got a prize when we reached the bottom. Unluckily for me, I only got a sticker, but hey, I was pretty happy with the sticker because we've been collecting them for our luggage anyway. Gonna start putting them on our suitcases. There was also another QR code when you finished at the bottom, and it just led you to this little mixed reality video of the Suntory can exploding lemons, and I thought that was pretty cool. Although I was pointing the phone in the direction of a couple of people, and I think they may have thought I was recording them, which I honestly wasn't. After the Suntory vending machine, we went back up into the ICC to go to another panel, but Tim Tan had some of these stalls around, so we stole a couple.
And if you don't get 3 or 4 things right, it doesn't work. So you try it and you've got 1 thing and 2 things right, and then you can abandon it, saying it doesn't work. And the reality is you just hadn't gotten all 4 things right. You only gotten 2 of the things right.
That panel was hosted by Dan Clancy and was more of a fireside chat that was basically going into explaining what Twitch is in terms that the industry and tech people would understand. Then Alk finally joined us, so it was me, Luna, Alk, and Adwait, and we were going into Primeville. Primeville was much different than last year, and it was a sweet spot, which meant that we got a lot of sweets along the way. Each sweet was symbolizing the different add-ons that you can get with Prime, and they had different sections for different TV shows. There was the new Office Australia, which had the coffee machines and the cup photo opportunities. There was Rings of Power with the costumes from the actual set. Then there were a couple of Minions things with the macarons. I haven't seen this show before, but there's Lily Blooms, which was a little florally area, and we got a hot chocolate cookie there. I'm not actually sure about the name of this show either, but you could get your makeup done at this stall and get a shortbread lipstick cookie. Then there was the Last King of the Cross, which was this little club environment, and your sweet was a non-alcoholic jelly shot. And it was fun to have a little dancey dance in there as well.
He's gonna keep moving. You gonna show yours?
On the way out of Primeville, they had some Transformers 1 statues, which we got some photos and videos with, of course. Then once you collected all your sweets and you posted to your story or on any of your socials, you could redeem a coupon to take a spin at the Sweet Spot wheel. Alk and I got donuts, which meant we both got stickers. But hey, like I said, we're so happy to collect the stickers. And that was basically it for all we did down near Tumbalong Park and the ICC for that night. So then, after this, it was up to the Abercrombie Hotel where the Games Night opening ceremony was hosted.
And I think I know when my time is up. So please, welcome to the stage, Ali McLean Hennessy. Stuff you want to hear more than I just said.
Thanks, Luke. What's up, you spooky bitches? Thanks for coming. This is so crazy. So Mystiques is a detective adventure game about the 4 worst bitches you've ever met running a failing antique store that can only be saved with psychic powers. So when our protagonist Jem gets dumped, boo! But she deserves it. Her anguish manifests as meant to be the likes of which no one has ever seen before, which leaves her with psychic powers to communicate with the dead through the items that they left behind. She'll use this to save the store and, more importantly, get attention. We love attention.
After the presentations, we caught up with a few friends, had a few drinks, and then I didn't get too much footage of it afterwards, but we went out for dinner down at Chinatown. There was quite a big group of us, and I'm kind of sad that I didn't get any footage of it, but hey, this is what I've got from the opening night for the game ceremony, and I was looking forward to a very hectic but exciting week. Day 3, and probably the most hectic day of the whole week. I came into the city quite early to go to the Games Networking Breakfast where I met up with Heather. It was a little bit weird because they were having a panel talk thing at the same time as the breakfast, and there wasn't a lot of mingling at the breakfast itself, but we were happy to sort of get out of there because we had a jam-packed schedule. Heather and I walked down to the ICC to check out the Tech and Innovation Expo. Originally, we did go down there at around 10 because we heard that they were doing free tattoos. However, because we weren't there on exactly 10 o'clock, we missed out. So we decided to explore the expo itself and meet up with friends along the way. I feel like compared to last year, there were a lot less exhibitors, but there were still some pretty cool things. And first up was the Dell booth.
Even cry. Sometimes I can get surprised or get suspicious.
Kinda sus.
Occasionally I get bored, but I find ways to entertain myself. I often have questions. And just as often, I have ideas. And probably the coolest of all things, I can show you what I'm thinking.
A hype word for the South by Southwest Tech Expo was AI this year. Almost every single booth had some sort of AI contribution to show how they use it with their processes and developing their technology. Really, I was just in it for the free things, and I heard that Dell was engraving drink bottles. So we went down, took part in their little quiz thing that they did. I think it was more of a survey. And then we got a drink bottle with our names engraved on them. They wouldn't be ready for a little bit though, so we had to go around and pick it up later. I did see DaVinci there, and I was very excited to see them as I used DaVinci for my editing. And then we found a virtual barista, and I was in need of some coffee.
No decaf. You chose full cream milk. I also like it with 1 sugar. Great. I am processing your order for a latte, no decaf, full cream milk. Scan this QR code to keep track of your order.
It was a cool prospect. I think it would have been much better if they were actually making it themselves, if that was well developed, but it was just taking our orders. We stumbled across a few other booths, including a book one, and then further towards the back corner, we actually found a VR gaming section. Not all of them were gaming. This one was a retelling of the story of this village in New Zealand that was wrecked by a volcano. which I thought was super cool to be able to bring to something like South by Southwest. Aussie Broadband brought this massive backyard into the center of the convention where they had some snags and photo opportunities set up. It wasn't too long until we found a booth that was doing caricatures, and I've never gotten one done, so I wanted to sit for one, and it was really cool. The artist was super nice. Another booth that we really enjoyed was this potato sprout one, showcasing their new chairs. And that was about as much as I got for the Tech Expo on that day. Soon, it was back to the UTS building, the same one that had the Games Breakfast, where we were going to go to the Games Showcase. We found this Fortress booth on the way in though, and we did luckily get some free merch. And now on to probably the most important and biggest part of this whole vlog was the Games Showcase. I tried my absolute best to go around and grab some footage of every single game that was in that hall, except I didn't know at this moment that they would be rotating out with different showcases and different genres. So this is just a fraction of the 120 games that were there at South by. Some games that were there were already fully fledged games such as Doggy Don't Care and 1000 Times Resist. Others were indie developer games which haven't even gotten a demo out. And there were so many unique games. I was actually super excited to check them all out, and trust me, I have listed them down so I can go through and play some demos as well. There were also quite a few of the games that were showcased at PAX that also came to South by Southwest directly after. So I was excited to see some of the ones that were there also make it to this event. But that also meant that I had tried a couple of the demos already, which meant that I had some time to go around and talk to some devs and just take footage of all the games that I wanted to try in the meantime. Some games that I definitely have my eye on include Dungeons and Dining Tables, which is the adventure of an axolotl in a fantasy world, and it just looks super cute and definitely up my alley for the games that I play on stream. Mystiques was showcased at the opening ceremony with a trailer that they newly released at the ceremony, so it was cool to be able to see it demoing at the showcase as well. Grun was really cute. It was about a gnome in a backyard. Well, that's what I saw of it anyway. There were quite a few games with cultural and historical backgrounds, and it was just really cool to see all of the different and unique games. This one has to be one of my absolute favorites that was being showcased. It's called Dungeon Breakers. I have been able to play a demo of it and it is super cool, but it will be releasing a demo on Steam, I think in the new year, if I remember correctly. Another game that I really liked the look of was called Spookaboo. If you like Ghostbusters or Moving Out or Overcooked or Luigi's Mansion, it was along those lines, but all combined into one. It looked like a chaotic couch co-op game with ghosts, and I liked the idea of maybe versing Alk on that one, or collaborating with Alk on that one, I guess. You could truly see that a lot of passion and time went into these games, and there were so many different types of artworks and so many different promotional things. I tried to grab a pamphlet or a card for every booth, but there's only so much room my pockets have. I did see this one at PAX, Kill Knight, because I was drawn to it by the giant sword. Just a note to any developers that might be watching, if you have a sword in your game and you reach out to me, make that a center of conversation, because that will grab my attention. As someone who loves and collects swords, that will get me into a game. It was also cool to see how the developers dressed up their tables to promote their game. They had a lot of props and they had a lot of things to draw attention from people going around. This table had what looked to be joysticks from like an old school arcade machine connected to the laptop, showcasing their game. And it was always handy if there was a QR code somewhere on the table so people could scan it and get links to their socials. Another game that I definitely have my eye on is called Farewell North. It is a story of a border collie whose human is going through some loss and wanting to move on from their home in the Scottish Highlands, but you as a spark of joy have to bring colour back into their otherwise grey world. Quite a lot of the games showcased on this first day also won awards at the South by Southwest Games Awards show, but I won't tell you exactly what they were or who won just yet, because you guys will have to see in the awards show itself who won what. Even though this was the first day that the game showcase was taking place, we did come in the last couple of hours, so you guys could probably tell in my next few clips that my filming gets a little bit faster because I realize I'm running out of time, and all of the devs kept stopping me to have a chat. And I was more than happy to talk to everyone. I think that's the best part of being in the showcase and taking part. I wanted to talk to everyone, see their creative mind and thought process behind the game, and just kind of pick their brain. Some of the games made a big impact on me, and I just want to make sure that I could showcase as much of them in the vlog as I could for you guys as well, just in case you didn't make it to the event. I'm sure among the 120 games that were being showcased at South by Southwest, there is surely one to pique your interest. I will also include a link in the description to the games website part of the South by Southwest Sydney website, so you guys can see what exactly was showcased in case I missed any footage of any of the games. Also, for any gamers and streamers that might be watching this vlog, take a chance on South by Southwest or something like PAX where these games will be showcased, as it is the best way to build relationships with upcoming developers. A lot of the time these indie developers are going to this to make relationships with gamers and other industry folk, so it is best to go and get their details, go and see what games they're showcasing, and who knows, you might end up with a key to some of their games. Or better yet, find a new game or game series that you fall in love with. There are so many cool games out there and so many ways for these developers to try and get them to you. Worst case scenario, they say no or they don't reply when you message them after the event. Best case scenario, you make some new friends and check out an awesome game to make content on. It's a win-win. That's about all I had time for the game showcase itself. I did come back throughout the week a couple of times to actually check out more of the games that I probably missed along the way, but I don't think I got nearly as much footage. After we finished up at the games showcase, we did stumble into this little loft area. It's a bar that I've been to before near the UTS Underground. However, they were having a PR music event and we somehow got involved and went and got some food and drinks, but we didn't really say anything because we were like, yeah, alright, we'll stick around, find out, have a look, see if we can learn something new. Then it was back down to Tumbalong Park to try and get into the vending machine, which was closed for a corporate event, but we did instead get interviewed by some UTS students and then got to check out a lot of the other buildings and exhibits, like this MailChimp one, which documented the history and importance of emails throughout time. Some of the emails that they had written on the walls inside were hilarious or just plain entertaining. Some of them also included personal emails that were about health things or job opportunities. Even though the exhibition was called Email is Dead, it was definitely the opposite of that. And the last room was really cool and really calming and nice and blue and cloud filled. I'm sure you guys can tell that I'm kind of losing my mind while making this vlog. We then went and checked out the rest of Tumbalong Park where they had some cars, they had performances on the main stage, and then it was time to walk back up to the CBD area to go to Fortress again. We did that back and forth walk probably about 5 times on this day. We went for a happy hour, so we got some drink tokens and we had a couple of beverages each. I did kind of double book though, so I quickly left some friends and went to meet up again with Lucy, who I dropped off at her aerial yoga class. Then once again, it was back to the very same UTS building that I had spent most of the day at, but instead I went for a solo trip down into the UTS Underground. I was told by Heather that they had an American Apparel booth downstairs where you could get some designs pressed onto a t-shirt, but you could place the designs and choose which ones yourself. I had been to the underground for previous events hosted by Red Bull and Riot, so I kinda knew where I was going, but I was very excited for the shirts. Once my solo adventuring was done, all the rest of the friends, Luna, Pav, Heather, went back to the hotels, so Alk and I met up with Fizz and Lucy at Spice Alley for dinner.
Wow, so good.
Yeah, I need to go back to the gym.
I can't do it.
Gotta do push-ups again.
I mean, at least you can hold yourself.
Deadlift.
Whoa, so strong.
And that was it for a very hectic day 3. It was now the Friday and you guys are in for a little treat. First, it was back to the ICC.
South by Southwest Day 4. I am currently walking down to Darling Harbour, to the ICC, to the Tech and Innovation Expo to attempt to get a free tattoo. Couldn't get it done yesterday, so we just explored the Tech Expo, but we will see how we go today.
I arrived about half an hour early so I could be at the front door ready to go line up. And I think fate was on my side. There's a lot of footage missing, but you'll find out what happens in a moment.
So I am booked in to get a tattoo at 12-ish. They will send me a text message if it's any earlier than that. Basically, they were only taking 2 people in the morning session, and then they'll take more people at like lunchtime. And there were 6 of us there this morning, and we had to draw brochures out of a bag. And there were like 2 blue ones among a bunch of white ones, and I pulled out a blue one. I didn't even realize that I pulled it, and the girl that was behind me in line also pulled it, so we're getting tattoos this morning. Unfortunately, Heather missed out, but I'm guessing if she's with me when I'm getting mine done, because I'm second, like after the other girl, she might be able to get it because she might be first there, so we'll see.
Before it was time to go get my tattoo, I had to get some sustenance, but we were more or less cooled as soon as we finished eating food. I do also want to thank Pav and Fid and Heather for recording this whole process. Yes, this was my very, very first tattoo. And before anyone asks, I think it was kind of fitting. I liked the design, I chose one that I wouldn't regret, and it was super cute. I also thought that it could be used as a symbol of how far my content creation journey has come, and that I'm pretty proud that I made it as a creator for South by Southwest for a 2nd year in a row. Also, it was a fine line tattoo, so it didn't really hurt.
My cat has scratched the part of it. Yeah. Someone compared it to cat scratches.
Yeah. I realise you can't get a job now. It's all over.
Got it.
It was so quick and so easy to sit for, given it was a small fine line tattoo. But I was kind of like, oh, okay, that's done now. Cool. And then just continue to explore. So after that, it was time to go out to the tech balcony where we went to Zeekr to test drive their new electric cars. We didn't get to test drive them ourselves, but we got to sit in one and check out the features together.
Can I get you to slide that way for me? Yes. And then I do seat reset. It might move yours as well.
Yeah, it's pulling that forward.
Yeah.
Wow. Now you have leg room.
I do have leg room. Well,
And I've got content.
Get if there's nobody sitting in this seat, it'll slide that seat all the way forward and drop a footrest out of the back.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Your seat also does it, but you'll crush the back seat. Yeah, so let's not.
I'm so sorry for ruining this.
How dare you? I guess I'm lying down, guys.
You're practically in a Bentley.
You could have a nap.
Now, no business class travel would be complete without in-flight entertainment out of the roof.
Hey.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Cool. So I'm going to turn everybody's aircon seats on as well because it's a little bit toasty outside. So everybody should be getting a massage and air conditioning in the seats.
I am. I'm very
Must be nice, guys. Must be nice.
Honestly, I was just happy that we were able to sit down and get a massage.
Now, adding to the manoeuvrability, we have 360-degree cameras. So there's 11 cameras on the outside of the vehicle that all stitched together a 360 image. As tricky as that is, the bird's eye camera is actually the one that I think works the best because I can drive on that. I'm not looking out the window at the moment. I'm only driving on the cameras, and it tells me exactly how far away from my next accident I might be. We also have it's a 30-speaker Yamaha sound system. So in the front 4 seats, you guys will be able to see we have 2 speakers in every headrest. Yeah, and it cranks. Yeah. A pink gin in there.
I was gonna say we need some drinks.
Now push that. Just push it once. And it keeps going. Yeah.
Very nice. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Got the footrest.
Look at that.
That's crazy.
Look at you.
You're set.
Traveling
It
in
extends
style.
as well.
Full leg support.
Damn.
Wow.
That actually is really comfortable.
And then you can keep the drinks cold too.
And then you get the drinks. You get.
You just live in here.
This does feel like a Bentley or a Maybach. Not gonna lie.
It's that level of luxury, but I can guarantee it a much, much lower price.
Yeah. The massage chair is really good
so
right now.
You never want to get out. No.
There was a lot to look at.
Just got to check out an electric car at, is it Zeekr?
Yeah.
Zeekr? Oh my god, I think I've got makeup everywhere, but that's fine. It was pretty cool. It was really comfy. Got lots of content and videos in there that you guys will be able to see. And yeah, it's been a hectic day, and we're still just trying to take it slow because we're tired, but we're good. Also, there's the tattoo. I don't know if I showed it before on camera, but I got it done. And we're gonna go and get one for Heather later. So that'll come up soon. Anyway, I'll see y'all in there.
And almost immediately after that, it was time for Heather's tattoo. I went with her so I could get some footage for her, and she got some sparkles on her ankle. Then it was time to go down to the Suntory vending machine because Pav and Heather had not yet gone, and it was finally open to the public again and not hosting a corporate event. While we were at the vending machine, South by Southwest was hiding Rode microphones around the expo hall, and Adway ran up and got 3 out of 8 of the hidden microphones. So Heather got one, he got one, and I got one. He said it was his way of paying me back for a spare pass. Then we met up with Fizz and Lucy, and a bunch of us went to this immersive Gamebox experience.
Oh, it's so nice in here.
Oh, it's so cool.
It's located just near Sea Life, and we played the Squid Game one.
We came fourth.
It was a fun experience, but my feet hurt, so when they were offering a second round, I sat down while the rest played Tetris. To finish off the night, we went out for dinner at Dopa, which is one of the favorite Japanese places around Darling Harbour. I now know that there are 2 of them there. And then it was back up to Fortress because we wanted to go up and have a couple of drinks and play some games. There were also some musical performances going on at the same time as well, and Heather got some free merch because she launched a t-shirt off the stage, which was pretty cool. Like I said, I was just excited for a place to sit and to have some drinks, and just to be able to hang with everyone and chat because it's been a hectic week at this point, and I just wanted to make sure that I spent some time actually hanging with friends because that's what these events are for, and I get really excited when I get to see everyone here. And that's it. Saturday was day 5 for us. And the first thing that we wanted to do was go to the UTS building to go learn Magic the Gathering. I did make a quick stop by Starbucks to get a coffee, and then we were going in. Heather had opened Magic packs before but hadn't played, and I had played but mainly forgot what I was doing.
keep this one in reserve just because of the exile thing, and
Nail biter game.
Yeah.
immediately counted my stake.
That's the total so far. And 13. We have been playing for almost 4 hours. I'm sacrificing myself because Fortress After Party is about to start, or happy hour. And I have 19 lands on the board.
Oh, yeah, you got 1 mana, you can do something.
Anything.
It's going for so long.
We didn't intend to spend 4 hours at Magic, it just kind of happened when we played Commander, but then it was time for Fortress Happy Hour, and we met up with some more friends while we were there. It was also good to have a couple of drinks.
Ready, set, go! Cheers!
I did also decide what better time to open my Magic the Gathering Lord of the Rings card pack that we got from the learning session at the Fortress Happy Hour.
I got Sting. Slip on the ring. Escape from forcing. Ooh, I got a full art map land. Oh, I got a shiny. Oh, I got 2 shiny lands. Very nice. And I got Saradoc. And I got Frodo.
I didn't pull anything too exciting, but I did order some tater tots, and they were delicious. One of the friends that we made at Magic as well, Phoebe, joined us and hung with us when we got our tater tots and our drinks. And not long after, it was time for the Games and Screen Awards. We were actually quite lucky. We got a seat up on the balcony where all of us had room to sit down together. And they were also bringing around food as well. So we did get to eat a little bit before the award show started. The awards had quite a few hosts, including Luke Lancaster himself and Jordan Rasko.
Who likes musical theatre? Who wishes that the songs that they like from musical theatre were also about the things that they love? Excellent. So let's play this first track. Neo took the red pill because the earth was...
Jordan did also have their AI son to help out, but that didn't go as planned.
How about you, Mum? Oh, I'm so excited. Thank you, son. Who are these special guests that we've got planned?
I don't want to give away any spoilers yet, but I can say that the special guests we have lined up are sure to add some extra excitement to the show. You're not going to want to miss it.
And then it was basically into the awards themselves. I will show the end of all the presentations so we know who the winners are, but it was pretty cool to see.
Without any further ado, guys, the winner of the best tabletop South by Southwest 2024 is Fly with Spirit by the Story Brewers.
And the winner of the South by Southwest Sydney People's Choice Game 2024 is Mystiques!
The best international game South by Southwest Sydney 2024 goes to 1,000 times resist.
Jordan Rasko also did some musical performances in between as well.
winner of South by Southwest Sydney 2024 is
The many pieces of Mr. Cole!
After the award show itself, they had some karaoke, but we decided to dip and go and get some dessert. It was the last night that we were all there, all together. Quite a few of us had some flights home the next day, so we went for some lukumades, some shakes, and just hung out for one last time. Day 6 and Sunday. As the games show was the night before, there wasn't too much actually happening this day, but I decided to go in anyway because I wanted to make some content and I am writing some articles for Mob Pop Culture, so I wanted to go and interview some of the game developers at the showcase. Please excuse my interview skills. I'm very new to this.
Please introduce yourself and just tell me what the game is and a little bit about it.
So my name's Beck, I'm part of the Catalyst team, Catalyst Games. Our game is Dungeons and Dining Table.
Really nice. It's very different from PAX, it's more industry focused, but we've been able to talk to so many devs, so many friends from the industry that we've made now.
Yeah.
It feels really cool.
Yeah, it's been very wholesome and community driven. It's a much smaller space than PAX, so we're meeting the same people again and again, which feels really nice.
Can you set the scene for me? Tell me how the game starts and what sort of happens, introducing the world and the character itself.
Yeah, totally. So, as you can see here, we're in the underground. In the world of Dungeon Breakers, the world has cracked like an egg, and all of society has fallen into the lower reaches of the world itself. And the sky falls quite constantly. It's always become normal. However, right at the start here, you can see Tumbletown in the background has been set on fire as our young hero has to go and save it. So this is a classic action adventure. And our hero here, Young Bull, so named because his people don't get a name until they commit a heroic act. He's on his adventure to save things, but things go slightly south as he finds the way into the town burnt down and has to go through the skeletal fossil gorge in the background.
Yeah, hi, I'm Megha. I run an indie dev studio back in India. We're a team of 6 people, recently expanded to 10. And we started developing this game called Spookaboo about a year back in August 2023. We plan to release it next year around August 25. And I don't know if you know, but have you played Overcooked or Moving Out?
Yes, I'm right.
So what we've done is take a new concept into couch co-op. What we did was combine ghost busting with couch co-op, and we made Spookaboo.
If you do want to check out the articles that I will write, I'll link the Mob Pop Culture website down in the description. After the showcase, once again, we went outside where they were doing the tabletop showcase in the multifunction space. I didn't have a lot of time to sit down and play the games, but I did want to showcase which games were actually there, including Fight with Spirit, the game that won Best Tabletop at the Game Awards. After talking with some of the devs and seeing all of the board games and card games that were there, we did return to some Magic the Gathering. Mainly because I was tired, I wanted to sit down, and I felt like Magic the Gathering was a good way to end the week overall. Alkandai played one game against Phoebe before she had to go, and I think it went pretty well. At least that was my experience.
He tried to get me in the end.
And yet, you were the right.
Alkandai then did play a second game against Fizz and Lucy. I was doing really well, and then I got my ass handed to me by Lucy, who I think only played a couple of games before this. It was also my first time playing a black deck, especially a zombie graveyard deck. I haven't had much experience with it, and it quickly became one of my favorite decks to make and use just because I could keep making zombies.
Lucy ended up annihilating us in the end, which was really funny, after she wiped the board of all my zombies and stole some of my cards. But it worked out. It was a fun game. I came third because she wouldn't allow me and Alp to die together. And now we're gonna go get food.
For dinner, we ended up going near Central Park Mall where they have malatang. It was the first time I had ever had it, so I was very excited to try it. It was a little bit expensive though because I got more than I could eat, but I took it home for takeaway, so technically it was 2 meals. We did also get some bubble tea. I got a mango slushy smoothie kind of one. Then we bought some magic cards. Soon Fizz and Lucy had to go because they had to catch a tram somewhere, so we walked down together to Chinatown to get some of these Emperor King puffs I once again had never had, said goodbye to them, and took our new magic cards home. This day was more about hanging out with friends, and I was grateful, but that marks the end of my South by Southwest.
Good morning and hello. So for anyone who's watching this vlog, it is now over. We had such a big week at South by Southwest, following PAX especially, but we got to do and see so many cool things. It was a very successful week, I would say. I think I got a lot of content. I think I got a lot out of it. I even got a brand new tattoo, my first ever as well. And it was really cool. Good to hang out with friends and see everyone. It is currently the next day, so it's Monday. So it's the day after South by Southwest has finished. I just got home last night and almost crashed, basically. Alk and I just ended up sorting out some magic cards because we bought some and putting them into decks and sleeving them, and then we played one game and basically went to sleep. So I didn't even have time to record a little outro, which is why I'm doing it now. So I just want to say thank you all so much to everyone who watched the vlog, got this far, was following along on any of my social media for any of the adventures. My voice is actually gone and this has been happening every morning, which is why I didn't really talk to the camera much in the mornings. But I had the best time. It was so much fun. I'm so sad to get back to everyday life from now. And yeah, I just hope you guys enjoyed the South by Southwest vlog as much as I enjoyed making it. It was so good. And thank you to all the friends who hung out with me. I kept saying it throughout the week. I felt like I was a bit of a mutual connection between everyone, so I kind of felt responsible for everyone a little bit as well. So I hope everyone had fun. I hope y'all didn't get too sick of me when we were walking around and doing all the things. I know I didn't get sick of you guys because I was just like having the best time. So yeah, thank you so much for putting up with me. And to you guys as well, thank you so much for putting up with me. I don't know when the next event will be, so I don't know when the next event vlog will be. I've got something small in December, but apart from that, it's pretty low for the time being, so it just might be some gaming videos being uploaded on the channel, which I'm pretty fine with. I think it's time I play some more games. Once again, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye-bye.